minute. Yeah.
Yeah. And if y'all have any questions, it would be super helpful if you put them in the question bubble so that I will be able to see it and answer it.
On the voice.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, child. I remember all of y'all. I remember so many of y'all. That's why I'm coming on camera, because that's why I want to come on live today and say, hey, how you doing? Because Carbonation wasn't just about NatureBoy, Elijah Bishop, and it wasn't about the ex-members. Y'all played a big role. Y'all play a big role in the movement as well. And I know that we all are a tribe. All of us. All of y'all are part of the Carbonation tribe. Y'all been here. I spoke to someone last night, and he said he been around since 2016 when Elijah wasn't even called Nature Boy. He been around for a while. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we are all a part of this generation.
I don't see Supreme.
We are all part of the Carbonation generation. Okay? Like, there's a reason why you got in tune to it. Whether you agree with it or not, not the whole world didn't know about Carbonation or Elijah Bishop. Everybody didn't know, but you did. I did. And I just so happened to have been one of them that got to go with him. Be one of his direct followers, you know? But you were watching. You got inspired. You got upset. You got triggered. You got, you really did. Y'all were there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's everyone. Someone said they're still in shock. Yep, see, Cleo said, been here since 2017. Hey, Keela. Yeah, so many emotions. Yeah, girl. Yeah, so many emotions. It's so many. Yeah, see, Jaquita said she been here since then with Migo. Okay. Okay. And it's so good to like be amongst the people and be able to hear everybody's perspective, see what everybody think about this, because I definitely was one-sided at one point. And now I'm just like, wow, I'm looking at what everybody thought about this. And it feels good. And we don't all have to agree to be amongst each other. Like, I think one of the teachings was be on the same frequency. I don't believe that anymore. I believe that you can still be my friend, be my family, if we don't agree. Like me and Tori, that is my girl, that is my friend. And me and her do not agree. We don't agree 100%, but that doesn't matter because we respect each other. And that's the type of people that I want in my life. It don't matter what I do, don't matter what you do. As long as I ain't hurt you, you ain't hurt me, it's okay if we don't see eye to eye, but we know how to communicate and talk about that. We know how to have a conversation, even in our disagreement. You're able to see my side. I'm able to see your side. And the main teaching that he said, love is understanding. So it's not about whether I agree or disagree. It's about I have the ability to understand where you're coming from. Whether or not I agree, I say, oh, okay, I get it. And that is a powerful gift, to be able to understand where someone is coming from. And that's why I think so many of you, after you heard the verdict of NatureBoy, even though y'all did not care for him and his character and what he did to the ex-members, y'all was like, damn, I didn't want that for him. I wanted him to pay for what he did, but that was extreme. Y'all what happened is that when that happened, what happened to Elijah Bishop? It was for a lot of you to have compassion for someone that you felt never deserved it. But in that moment, you had compassion for someone that all these years you didn't think deserved it. See, it's easy to have compassion for a victim. It's easy to have a compassion for a child, an innocent child. But true compassion is when you can see someone that in your heart, they do not deserve it, but you give it to them anyway. That is the highest form of compassion. That is the highest form of love. When you see something that you deem unlovable and you still give it love anyways. It's easy to love what you agree with. It's easy to love that's something that's easy. But can you still choose love in the face of adversity? Can I still forgive you even though you ain't doing nothing that's forgivable? That's what it is. That is the highest perspective. And this morning, I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all, and I woke up with my heart so heavy. I was scared. I was like, and I know, and I can't fully remember what that means when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And for any of my people that understand and know what that means, please share. Because my Kabbalah teacher taught it that when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, that is a time to pray because there's a portal open, like around 3 o'clock in the morning. And in that moment, when that happened to me, like I felt so heavy. And in that moment, I just started praying. I just started chanting. I just started praying for everyone. I started praying over my partner and my child laying next to me. I just started praying over thNatureBoy. I started praying over the ex-members. I started praying for y'all. I just started praying for myself. I just started speaking love and light for everyone. And the thing that kept coming in my head was like, you're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get what you deserve. And I was like, no. And it was like, you're going to get what you deserve if you don't start moving mindfully. If you don't start moving, you won't get what you deserve. And you know, and I'm like, no. I don't want to get what I deserve. I don't want to get what I deserve. And then that's when I just started speaking love and having compassion for everyone. I have compassion for everyone. For thNatureBoy, for Eligio Bishop, for the ex-members, for myself, for you. I have compassion for everyone. Because everyone got a story. Everybody has a reason why something happened to them to get them to where they are today. Everyone, everybody. You can't have compassion for this side and exempt this side. We all come from the oneness. We all come from the whole. There is no separation. There is no separation. We all deserve compassion. And you decide what you deserve. You deserve based on your actions. You get what you deserve, but you decide what you deserve based on your actions. And that's why I said I got to start taking my relationship with the universe, with God, seriously. And not be playing with it. Don't be playing with these words. Don't be playing with these esoteric teachings. Don't be playing with that. Don't be playing with your ancestors. Don't just be saying stuff because it's trending. You know? Don't play. And that's what I learned. All of this is for us to learn. What happened to Eligio Bishop was a lesson for us all. And whatever that comes up for you, then that's for you. I can't determine that. And what happened to the ex-members is a lesson for us all. Including myself. I'm one of the ex-members too. Like, you know, yeah. Because it's easy for us to say what someone should do. Like, you need to hold yourself accountable. No. Spirituality is not about others changing. Spirituality is based on whether or not you can change. So it's not about Eligio holding himself accountable. It's about you holding yourself accountable. It's about you taking responsibility for your life. Despite if anybody else do. That's spirituality. It's that I have the ability to change. I have the ability to respond. I have the ability to not react. I have the ability to choose. I have the ability. The ability is here. But we want the world to change. We want the world to change. Just so we can be in it. And it just doesn't work like that. That's why we became spiritual in the first place. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Abundance. Anybody want to come on the camera and share their perspective, connect? Yeah, it's good. That's why I'm showing up, because I didn't want a lot of the ex-members' viewpoint to just be that, like to be that part of the story. Like, nah, like other people were there and they have their perspective. I'm like, I'm going to share mine, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like it. That's okay. But like, no, I'm not going to just sit out here and just let the certain ex-members that felt like they were victims in it, that they lead with the Serenity thing, be a determining factor of that. I'm glad I did that. I can look back and say, you know what? I made a mark for myself at that time, because when I left the first time, I was like, man, I wish I would have said something. I wish I would have got on camera. I wish I would have went live with young Pharaoh, let him know what I really think. I wish I would have did this, and I didn't. I didn't do any of that. And so now, in this moment, I got to do that. I got to share my piece. Got to share my perspective. Gwendolyn said Malia is going to have some major problems. I'm going to speak life into Malia, because I don't know what she's going through. I don't know her personally, but I want to speak love into her, because I know that she has her heart isn't the best. So y'all need to start speaking love into these women, because that could have been you. Speak love into Malia, Everu, and Aya. Just speak love into them. Just speak love. If y'all really feel like that what they're doing is not correct for them, just speak love. Speak love into them. And that's what I did this morning. I envisioned everyone light around each and every ex-member. I envisioned light with thNatureBoy. I envisioned light with you. I envisioned that y'all were all surrounding in light. Because now that it is the end, now you will have to decide how your life is going to be. And you don't have no one else to blame but yourself. It's no longer you against thNatureBoy. Now it's you against yourself. And what you going to do? Who are you going to become now? And we are in a collective 8. If anybody's in numerology, like, this year is a collective 8 year. And this is about power. See, a lot of times when people talk about the number 8, it's usually about money and abundance. But no, it's about stepping into your power. And I believe that's what has solidified through this. Everybody stepping into their power. And any numerologists out there, come through, share with us about what this collective year 8 really represents. And that is what happened. Everybody stepping into their power. Everybody using their voice. And thNatureBoy, Eligio, he is a life path 8. He's a life path 8. And so because of his misuse of his power, he got what he deserved. He misused it.
And you don't play with the 8. You don't play with the 8. Because again, it is connected to wealth. It is connected to abundance. But it's also connected to the law. And you don't play with the 8. You know? So this year is about stepping into your power and what that looks like. And everybody has done that in their own way. Stepping into their power. And how that looks is based on everyone's karma. How that looks is based on everyone's karma. Everyone's karma played out in this. Okay?
I had to do that to get.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, I got that clear. Somebody said there's no proof that he R-worded her. Well, someone, and I don't know how true this is because I didn't hear from the horse's mouth. They said that his first plea would have been 7 years, and they would have dropped the R-word case. So all the pleas that he got, they were going to drop the R-word count. So they knew that he didn't do it. They was going to drop the grape charge.
They was going to drop it. So that I didn't know that. I could be wrong. Like, just correct me if I'm wrong, but I asked some people, I was like, what was the original pleas? And they were going to give him
7 years and drop the R word. Okay? And then he said no, and they kept upping it, but they were going to drop it. So he knew that, and so that's why it was crazy for a lot of people when he got charged, when he found guilty of that, because they knew that wasn't a case. But because he wanted to go all the way to the top, they said bet. Like, so I'm like, they knew that he didn't do that.
Or at least they knew that there was enough evidence to say that he did that.
But I guess he thought he had a case to fight. I guess he thought he had a case to fight. But I just think that it all played out the way that it played out. It had to play out. It had to go all the way to there because I know a lot of y'all felt that. When he said life with no parole plus 10 years, I know y'all felt that. Y'all like, dang. He ain't deserve that. Dang. Like, you know what I mean? Use other people's lives as an example of what to do and what not to do.
She'll say, I hope you and Velvet link up. Probably not.
We're probably not. A lot of the ex-members blocked me in Ketzel. And I'm okay with that. Because I wanted to be my true self. I wanted to say the truth. And how it appeared to me. I wanted to speak my truth. And I didn't want to candy coat it because the people that's going to be in my life, they're going to be in my life because of who I am, not who I'm pretending to be. So I'm okay with them blocking me. I'm okay with them blocking me. It's okay. Like, you made a decision. That's a decision that they made. And I ain't mad at them for that because you said in your universe, I don't want that energy in my life. Good. You made a choice. And I only want people in my life surrounding me that know who I am, see who I am, and they be like, all right, all right, I see where you're coming from. I may not agree, but I see where you're coming from. I feel your heart. That's what I want. I don't want people in my life that I'm pretending and watering myself down so they don't get triggered. So they, nah. Don't, no. I hold myself to that same standard. Like, I want the best for you. And I want people in my life that want the best for me. And sometimes they're going to have to tell me like it is. And I'm going to have to sit there and process it. Okay?
Like, I want those type of people in my life. Oh, Cleo said you speak with vibes. Yeah, me and Bob's, we connect now.
Yeah, we connect. Me and Bob's are okay, I guess. Yeah. At one point, me and her wasn't talking. Me and her, like, we wasn't talking either. But I had to accept that just because I went through this experience with the ex-members doesn't mean that at the end we're going to be friends. Just because we had those good moments and just because I can remember those good moments, it doesn't mean that at the end we are all supposed to be together. That was an experience that we all got ourselves into because of whatever our past lives we agreed to. And that's what it is. And I used to have this vision, I'm gonna, me and Kendra or Sheba, whatever, we're gonna continue to be friends. She gonna come here and I get to see Ja. That probably not gonna happen. That's probably not gonna happen. And Velvet and her children and everybody and our children can all play together. You know, Zen get to see his spiritual cousins.
You know, that probably not gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. And I made peace with that.
Yeah, I guess
but I know one thing. I can't wait to tell Zen about his mom and daddy, about how he came into this world.
I can't wait to tell him about that. Right? Because he don't know. Flow is flowing. Okay? Flow is flowing. Yeah, we talked to Tron. He goes by Hoon Canoe. We talked to him. So there's some members that we do talk. There is a couple that we do talk to. That it's not severed. Yeah, there's a couple that we still talk to. As far as like everybody, we having the Carbonation member reunion. Don't hold your breath. That ain't gonna happen. You know. And that's okay. That's all right.
You know. That's all right. Yeah, Zen had no clue, child. He don't know. He don't know. And people would say to me, well, what if your child was in that situation? What would you do? What if your child went through what some of the ex-members went through? And I was like, that's a great question. I said, that's a great question. Because what I would do if Zen ever found himself
in a situation like that, or just a situation to where I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I will first let him know, like, look, I do have some concerns about what you about to get yourself
Did
into.
he just say that?
But I trust
To
that
a
you're going to make
woman?
the best decision for yourself because I raised you to do that. And I know that you know what's best for you and correct for you. And whatever you get yourself into, remember who you are and remember where you came from and remember your power. Show up as your full self because the world deserves to see that. And if something ain't
right, be able to have the courage to say something. Be the example you want to see, regardless of what everybody else is doing. You're your own leader, no matter what. And just know that your mama and daddy is going to be here for you, rooting on the sidelines. Because whatever you do, you're going to do it well. And we're so proud of you for making a decision. But just know, if it don't feel right, you have every reason to leave and know that you did your best. And we're going to be here supporting you. That's what I would say to my child. I would never put fear into him. I will remind him, you are powerful. I will remind him to empower himself. That is what I'm here to instill in him. And I didn't get that. When I decided to make a choice, people were scared. They were like, no, don't do it, don't do it. And he used that. He was like, look, they're trying to keep you in Babylon. You need to run. You need to hide. You know, And I'm like, okay, yeah, they are. I didn't have nobody but like, yeah, girl, let's sit and talk about it. Like, yeah, you about to do that, good for you. Like, I didn't really have that. My cousin, I talked to her about it, and she was like, I'm concerned, but I know you. Give me the address, and let's keep in touch. I did have one cousin that she was like, I'm a little concerned, but you gotta do this. I know you. And throughout my life, when I wanted to do something different, I had to not tell nobody and just do it and then tell them later. Because then I'm like, I don't want, now whatever you saying don't matter because I already did it. I already got through it. And I don't want Zen to have that relationship with me. I want Zen to be able to come to me and talk to me about anything that he gets himself into. I want him to know, like, what's best for you. And we taught you well. And, yeah, that's what I would say. Hey, y'all. Yeah, if y'all are asking questions, I didn't see it. But it doesn't look like, hold on, let me check, because this... Hey, Radical Red. Yeah. PH said, I remember when you were with NatureBoy, I nearly got sucked in too, but something wasn't right about it, and I'm glad we didn't go to. Yeah. So it could have easily been you. It could have easily been you. And you don't know where the chips may have fallen for your story. You don't see, this is where the story is for me, where I am empowering myself. I'm holding myself accountable and responsible for everything. I am in gratitude to Eligio Bishop for all that he is. I'm on that side. But you might have been on the other side, or you might have been on another side. I don't know. But that's where the chips fell for me. Everybody got their own side to it. So there's a lot of people that said I was going to go, and something told me not to, and that was the choice that you made. Amon said, "Is there anything you miss about being in Carbonation?" Oh, definitely. Oh yes, the community. It's like the people, like having the people in your life coming together for something important, and us being able to work together. Us able to thrive together. That's like so important. You don't realize out in this world how it's not that easy to come together. And I think Carbonation was an experiment to show why Black people don't have what they want to have, why we can't come together, what's stopping us from coming together. That's what Carbonation showed us. It was an experiment to show all of us what is getting in the way of Black people on the Eligio side and the follower side. Everybody was showing what is getting in the way of us. Okay? It's showing us why we can't build. Everybody bought their ish. Everybody bought their opinions. Nobody spoke up. Like, we were just going along, just not standing for nothing. Nobody. Everybody just up in there doing stuff they don't want to do, and they're just there, not fully being present to something, but just following along because of fear. Look at America right now, how Black people are still doing that. We're just going along with stuff because of fear. And Carbonation was the same way. Just going along with something. And then y'all were able to see that, and y'all were able to see yourselves in a lot of the members there. Like, that's why it was so triggering, because you were able to see yourself
in the different parts that we played in that. Like, a lot of you resonated with me. Like, y'all saw me. So when y'all saw what I was going through, you're like, girl, don't do that. Stop that. Don't let that man talk to you like that. You were really talking to yourself. I was a reflection of you. And Velvet might have been a reflection of you. And NatureBoy might have been a reflection of a lot of men. A lot of men respected Eligio. And they said, man, what? They respected him, and they were disappointed at him at the same time. But he represents a lot of men. How a lot of men think. And the women, we represented how y'all move and how y'all think. And so y'all looking at this and like, girl, why you do that? Why you say that? Girl, get out of that. Stop going back to that man. He don't love you. Why? Y'all like, oh my, just think about that. So it was an experiment to show us why Black people why they can't move ahead, why we can't build communities, why we can't get along, because of all that drama, all that trauma, everything.
Every time I do that, it's because the comments stop.
Definitely was.
And I'm reading the comments.
Yep. That's the problem. Ahmad, that's the problem for a lot of people. Our egos take over. Somebody said, Cleo said, blame 3, not NatureBoy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But NatureBoy, he was the one that started it. And the 3 is the character of, or I'd say, the 3 is representation of what was holding NatureBoy back. His lust, his ego. He had lust problems, like, for real. Like, he really did. That's why he was teaching all that stuff. If you go back and look at the teachings, if you go back and listen to the music, he was teaching us, but he wasn't going along with his own advice, but he was giving it.
So even though a person is teaching you something, don't determine whether or not you're going to apply it to your life just because they didn't. Nah, don't do that. Like take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Just take it. And he taught a lot of good information to a lot of
people. But don't be like, well, he didn't do what he said. No, but did you learn something? Did you learn something? And that's all that matters. And let them deal with what they not doing. But you don't get to decide whether a person holds themselves accountable or do what they teach. And you don't get to decide that, but you get to decide that for yourself. BB Vegan said, I'm always going to be his big booty vegan girl. Yeah, Bossy Mama said, I think he wanted to at one point, and lust and greed got ahead of him. Mm-hmm. Million Ways said, I really think he made the characters because he knew shit was going down. That could be true. When it comes to Eligio, you never know why he did nothing. Like, you can have all the thoughts, all the speculations of why he do what he do, but you won't ever really know why. You just go based on your perspective of it, but you don't ever know why he did what he did. Really. Just like when at the end of the verdict and everybody was giving their last statement, and the statement that he gave, we won't ever really know why he said, I love you and forgive you. Everybody got their speculations of it, but he was always doing stuff like that. You just never know why he do what he do. You just speculate. PH said if he was humble, then he would have been out. Plus, he didn't need more than one wife. But the teaching about being in nature is correct. Yep. And PH, let that be a lesson for you to be humble. Like, because you see what it looks like when a person isn't.
Like, for real.
Hey, Terry Brown. Mick Jones said, I really admired him at times, and times I didn't. I think a lot of people felt that way. Mm-hmm. Yep. Queen said, it's just crazy that he started as wanting to be one with nature to end up completely disconnected from it. That's what happens. That is the point. We all got disconnected from nature. And this is why we are where we're at, aka Babylon, as we say. He's an example of that. When you disconnect from nature, now you are out of tune and out of balance. And now you're going to be moving that way. And now you're going to be the cancer cell. And you know what happens? We got to destroy the cancer cell. He became the cancer in his own body. The thing that he teached. If y'all go back and listen to his old videos, I'm going to tell you, y'all, he know what he was doing. He knows
this stuff. He knew what he was doing. He taught it. There's not nothing that he didn't know. Okay? He taught it all. So the fact that he's where he's at, it's like you've been teaching this since the black woman was God. You've been teaching that like after the black woman was God and then the black man is God. You start teaching that the black woman is what's bringing the black man. You knew that, but yet you kept having all these women around you that wasn't in alignment to what you're talking about. So because you like their booties, because you like sleeping with them, because you like to be in control, and just because he look at you, he think you his wife. Nah, you knew that. But maybe that's how the story had to end. He knew who was going to, quote unquote, portray him. He knew that. He knew that everybody there praised him and worshiped him at some point was going to turn their back on him. He knew that. He knew that. He said it.
He been saying that since I was there, that we going to turn our back. He knew that. That's a strange reality to live in when you know the fate of your future. And I was like, you know what? Maybe he was the Messiah because he got crucified that day. And we all witnessed to see it. That was a crucifixion that happened to him. Mm-hmm.
That he played a part in.
So let's see if he resurrects, okay? Let's see what happens. This is deep. To me, it's really deep.
Chosen said, I'm one of the ones
that was intrigued with the story when you and Ketzel had Zen. After that, it went downhill. Yeah, it sure did. That's when it started becoming a soap opera. It's like that's when I realized, like because I was going to go back and I was going to take Zen with me on the record. Zen was going back with me. That's when I realized at that point it started to be a soap opera, but I still was trying to hold on to the vision. But then, like, because I'm the...
Oh, no.